A very warm welcome to North East England. From the shipbuilding revolution of the 19th and 20th centuries through to constructing 70% of all North Sea oil and gas platforms, North East England has been at the heart of the UK's industrial revolution. The region is built on its heritage, its extensive infrastructure and unrivaled engineering excellence to, in the 21st century, establish a strong position in the offshore wind industry. It has proven itself to be a forward-thinking, progressive and innovative region now positioned as a key offshore wind hub in the UK. Let's hear from some of the companies and organisations that are part of the supply chain cluster, spearheading the region's central role in offshore wind.
This region is going through amazing growth. Teesside, Tyneside, the whole area. You can see the huge structures that offshore wind is starting to build now. Foundations being done on Tyne, transition pieces and other components being done on the Tees, JDR and Hartlepool. So there are a lot of great success stories.
The falling cost of energy from offshore wind in particular will result in billions of pounds of investment in the North Sea, which we look to take advantage of.
We have 5 regional ports which are quite significant in size.
Port of Blythe, Port of Tyne and Port of Sunderland in the North East Lep area, and they are critical in terms of the market access that they provide.
We have great river access, we have fantastic ports right across the North East, as well as our well understood and known supply chain.
This region is becoming really important in the supply chain for offshore wind, and it's an area that's going to continue to grow going forward.
The North East of England is very important for energy. It is ideally placed for a pipeline of projects. It's also fortunate in that it's an established cluster with a lot of companies already operating in the offshore wind sector established here.
Abel-Seaton Port will be the installation base, this time for the turbine package of Triton Knoll Wind Farm, which is Energy's 860 megawatt project. And then who knows what's to come in the future with the great opportunities surrounding all of Dogger Bank, including Energy's Sophia development.
Delivering 90-metre blades or 300-tonne nacelles is very difficult and complex if you're using road infrastructure. So we have a great relationship with the Port of Blythe and we're very dependent upon them.
We fabricate, we've got the innovation, we've got the know-how, and we're building the big yellow things, as Bill Scott would say, right here in Teesside, and we can do for many, many years to come, especially with the large-scale Dogger Bank wind farm project coming online in the coming years.
The North East has had a long history of innovation, and we've been involved in the subsea oil and gas sector, the telecom sector for a long time. And obviously the skills and technologies that we have and the capabilities we have here in the North East have been well honed in those sectors and are very, very applicable to the offshore wind sector. So I think it's a great place to do business within the offshore wind sector.
The Tees Valley is going to be becoming the centre of offshore wind industry going forward. We're in negotiations with government on our local industrial strategy, and energy plays a key part of that, specifically the offshore wind industry.
The North East region is a great region to invest in because of the wealth of engineering that goes on here. There's a massive heritage going back hundreds of years for shipbuilding, ship construction, logistics and even offshore oil and gas. And employers coming to the region have access to those engineers and that supply chain for their projects.
You can really see that this industry is very now well settled in the North East.
The North East of England is very important for 2 main reasons. 1, it's ideally located for the pipeline of projects that's underway, and 2, because it already has established offshore wind businesses which then bring in other businesses, and it's this knock-on growth effect.
We need highly skilled, highly trained engineers, and many of those are coming from the North East. We recruit quite extensively in the North East region.
So AS Training is putting a huge emphasis on skills development. We're bringing technological solutions to training which is benefiting really global companies but based here in the UK. Add to that, we're the 4th largest wind training provider in the world. So again, there's a lot of companies coming in here. It's becoming a big export market for us.
We'd really like to get that message about that strength that's growing in the North East out to the rest of the country, and particularly to politicians and decision makers to see just how well we're doing up here.
We would welcome anybody to come and be part of this great family of offshore wind experience that we have here in the North East.
As an industry right now we have around 20 gigawatts installed offshore globally, but with the near 100 gigawatts expected to come online globally within the next 10 years, that's a 5-fold increase.
We've got the passion as an area for this industry. We've got people like myself the combined authority, local authorities and central government fully behind the offshore wind industry in the northeast, in the Tees Valley, and it's the place to be in this industry for years and decades to come.
The offshore wind industry has a massive potential for the region's GDP. We just need to embrace it, understand it and make it happen.